Hey guys, it's me, the Natural Cole, and the topic for today is how starting now can unexpectedly prepare you for the future. In 2013, I created thenaturalcole.com, and that's after I big chopped in May of 2012. I left work one day and I went to the barber shop and I said, cut it off. Cut it off. I'm ready to embark on my natural hair journey. I mean, before I decided to go natural, I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I saw a lot of women sharing their natural hair journeys and their big chop stories. And I was so inspired and I'm like, I want to be a part of the conversation. I want to do this. I had, thought about going natural before, but I didn't know what to do. I actually attempted to go natural, but I did not understand my curl pattern. I did not understand what my hair was doing. So I quickly got a relaxer. And then in 2012, I said, forget it. I'm going to cut my hair off. You may not know that I come from a big family. I am number 9 in my family, and my mom was our kitchen hairstylist. I mean, every 2 weeks, we got our hair washed. She pulled us up by the stove, got the straightening comb, the grease, and pressed our hair bone straight. And even my brothers, she cut their hair, so she cut my brother's hair, and all the girls, she pressed our hair every 2 weeks. And that's all I knew. I knew growing up, hair, because someone in the house was always getting their hair done. And I remember when I turned 16, I got my first job. And I said, as soon as I save up enough money, I'm going to get a relaxer. I had asked my mom, before if I could go to the salon to get a relaxer. And she's like, girl, no, I can continue to press your hair. And I said, as soon as I got enough money saved, I was going to get a relaxer and pay for it with my own money. And that's exactly what I did. And I fell in love with my hair even more. I mean, I liked my hair when my mom was pressing it, but I don't know. It was just something about getting that first relaxer, that first perm. Because, you could do this and my hair was moving. And my hair was short in the top and long in the back. Y'all know what I'm talking about because we've all had that hairstyle. So, coming up on graduation, my sister asked me, she said, what do you want to do after school? And I said, I want to do hair. I want to be a cosmetologist. And she was like, girl, you are not going to make any money doing hair. So you need to go to school and get a computer information systems degree. And I was like, what? She's like, that's the next thing. That's the next thing that people are going to be hiring for. And you can make a lot of money. So what did I do? I listened to my sister and I went to college. And like many of you, racked up a ton of student loan debt, and I'm still paying for it to this day. But I'm going to be honest, when I got out of college, and I would say maybe late 20s, early 30s, I was a little bit bitter at my sister because I was like, I did not want to go to college. I wanted to do hair. But then I thought about it. I said, Nicole, if you had stayed in your hometown and became a hairstylist, where would you be? What would you be doing? I don't know. I really don't. I don't even know. I can't even imagine what my life would have looked like if I had stayed in my hometown. So, of course, as I matured, I understood that my sister was looking out for me and my best interests because at the time, she was the only one in the family to pursue higher education. So I like to tell people a little bit of my backstory because it'll all make sense once I tell you about the Natural Cole, how starting the Natural Cole prepared me for where I am today. So as I stated, in 2013, I started blogging. I wanted to be a part of the community. I was like, this is my chance. I can talk about hair. But before I could really talk about hair, I started researching a lot about hair. reading blogs, watching a ton of YouTube videos, and I even bought the Milady Cosmetology hair book. I bought the Science of Black hair book. I mean, I was reading everything I could get my hands on. I was like, okay, I'm going to start blogging and I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And that's exactly what I did, because I knew how difficult it was for me to learn how to care for my hair. And I was like, let me get out here and tell other people, because I've always been good at styling my hair. That was a given. Like I said, I grew up in a big family where someone was always in the house getting their hair done, and my mom was our stylist. So I created a blog, started my YouTube channel, and I said, I'm going to share my story, my experience with women about the big chop and how it made me feel and how people looked at me and what people said about me, because I can tell them, I can help them through my story. You know, I can help them through my story. I can help them through my trials and tribulations and my errors of trying to learn how to care for my hair and using the right product. So I did that for a while. Then a few years later, someone approached me and they said, hey, Nicole, you're really good with hair. You should start doing workshops. And so around 2014, late 2014, I created the Natural Cole How-To Workshop. It was for women to come and learn about hair products, how to use the products correctly, how to do a flat twist or how to do a twist out, and just really get educated about caring for natural hair. Doing this, it gave me the opportunity to work with a lot of brands like Dim Ink. Dim Ink was my number one supporter with my how-to workshops. They always supported me with brushes and combs and picks, because we had to have tools in the workshops. Another sponsor that was really big and supported me was Jamaican Mango and Lime. I also got a chance to work with Alikay Naturals, Cream of Nature, Curls, just to name a few. I mean, I worked with so many brands, and the workshops really opened the doors for me to start speaking at events. I spoke at the Bella King's Natural Hair Expo at least 2 or 3 times. That was the first expo that I ever spoke at. And then I spoke in New Orleans at the New Orleans Natural Hair Expo. I did some workshops there, and then I had a chance to sit on a panel at the Veda Hair Institute. It just opened so many doors, and I was like, Nicole, you know what? You're getting a chance to live a little bit of your dream indirectly, kind of being a hairstylist, you know? But here's where I want you guys to understand how starting the Natural Cole in 2013 prepared me today for 2020. I work in the electric industry. I've been in the industry since 2009. An opening for a position came up at my job, and someone said, Nicole, I think you would be a good fit for this, because the requirements that this job is asking for, you're not currently doing everything in the role that you're in now, but you've done a lot of this stuff with the Natural Cole. And I was like, you think so? She was like, yeah. She said, I think this role is perfect for you. And to be honest, guys, at that point, I was looking for something else. I needed something where I needed a job position that would allow me to be creative, you know, and just have a creative outlet and do some of the things that I like to do. And I said, okay, I'm going to apply for the job. I applied for the job, and I read all of the, requirements. And I said, Nicole, you're going to have to sell yourself. You're going to have to sell yourself on the Natural Cole brand, meaning what you've done with the Natural Cole, the skill set that you've learned. This is a skill set that this job is requiring. So guys, I went all out. I created a portfolio. And so the day of the interview, they were asking me a ton of questions. And of course, your normal interview questions. And some of the questions I could give examples or answer based off my current position at that time. But the majority of it, I talked about the natural cold. They wanted to know if I had ever done a presentation or talked in front of people or facilitated a workshop. And I said, I've done plenty of those. I've told them about the natural cold how-to workshops. And they were like, how did you put on a workshop? You know? So I told them what I did from A to Z. I told them how after the workshop I would pass out surveys to get feedback so I could measure if the workshop, was beneficial, if the people enjoyed it, to get feedback from the crowd so I could figure out areas that I need to improve in. I told them that I learned how to create videos, started with my phone. I told them I knew how to edit. I taught myself how to edit by watching a ton of YouTube videos. And the first program that I learned how to edit was Adobe Premiere Pro. And they were blown away. They were like, you took an idea and you made it all of this. I showed them some of my blog articles to let them know I could write. I just, told them about me and what skill set I had learned with the natural cold and how I could apply that to that position. And guys, you know what? I got the job. And I'm creating video how-to tutorials for groups within the company. I am documenting processes and establishing processes. I'm facilitating workshops. I'm designing instructional-led trainings. And I'm also a certified True Colors facilitator. I was able to get that certification through my job. But guys, do you see what I'm saying? If I had never started the natural cold, I would not have the skill set to be in the current position that I'm in. And I know sometimes we think about starting something, we have this big grand idea, and we're like, I don't know what to do, and I want it to be perfect. And guys, there's just no such thing as perfect. The only thing is to start and do it. And the more you do it and over time, you'll get better. There's no perfect time to start. It's not about, oh, wait till I learn this and wait till I do this or wait till I get the money. You just start. Guys, if I had never started this platform, and I don't know what made me think I was so bold to say, I'm going to start this and I'm going to educate women. You know what? Because I had the confidence that I could do it based on what I had learned, based on my journey, my experience, everything that I went through. I'm like, I want to help other women, just make the journey a little bit easier for them. And that's what I did. And you know what? I'm really proud of what I did with the Natural Cold brand. I'm proud of the workshops. I'm proud of the brands that I worked with because it was an idea that I birthed and I brought to light. I might have not I may not be on a billboard like some bloggers got a chance to be on a billboard, and I may not be known and I may not have a lot of followers, but you know what? That didn't matter. That didn't matter because I was still able to reach people. I was still able to help women. And when people attended my workshops, they were like, Nicole, thank you so much for helping me. I know what I need to do to better care for my natural hair. So guys, I like to let people know the backstory and how it all ties in with the natural cold. That I wasn't just jumped up and said, oh, let me start teaching. Because this is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do something with hair. Remember, my sister was like, girl, you're not going to make any money. Don't worry about being a hairstylist. But I feel like I inadvertently became a hairstylist. Not a licensed hairstylist, but a hairstylist where I got to educate people. And I'm just so grateful for what I've done with the natural cold. You saw my last video. I told you guys the natural cold is going in a different direction now. I'm still going to talk about hair, but it's no longer going to be the Natural Cold, your how-to resource for natural hair. It's going to be the Natural Cold living naturally. And that simply means being my best authentic self, being true to myself, and being comfortable in the skin that I'm in, and personal development. Because I think personal development is so important. And more of us need to be talking about this so we can continue to encourage and uplift each other. Guys, I'm so excited about the things that I want to do, the direction. And you know what? I'm really not sure what's going to happen. But just like I didn't know what was going to happen with the natural cold, I did it anyway. I moved forward and I did it anyway. And I created something that I'm super proud of. So, guys, just remember, if there's something that you want to do, start now. Start now, because you don't know how it's going to prepare you for the future. And if you want to know what my title is in corporate America, because I still work a corporate job, I am a training specialist. I'm a corporate training specialist. So remember, guys, just start. Just start, and don't worry about being perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. And you'll figure it out just like I did. Until next time, this is The Natural Cole. Peace.